Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Tigers Baseball Podcast. We are in Season 5 of the show. And spring training is officially over. The rosters are officially set. Some people are there that should be there. Some people are there that shouldn't be there. Some people aren't there that should be. And a lot of that is because of injuries. So we're going to break it down a little bit. Actually, we're not going to break it down all that much. We're just going to talk about the weekend, which is over. It was a 3-game series, Thursday, Friday, Saturday with the Dodgers. Let's go through this real quick. Parker Meadows is on the injured list, the 60-day IL, with a nerve issue in his right forearm. Matt Vierling is on the 60-day IL with a rotator cuff injury, a rotator cuff tear, I do believe it is, slight tear in the rotator cuff. It actually might just be inflammation, but bottom line is he's not on the team right now. He is rehabbing in Lakeland along with Parker Meadows and Wenceel Perez, who has lower back inflammation, and that just sounds like it really hurts. And he did that the last game of the season, the last game of the Florida spring training season. So a week ago today. This podcast, of course, being recorded on Sunday, March 30th, 2025. Happy to have you along. So we're just going to go ahead and get into this a little bit. Dylan Dingler is tied for the team lead in home runs. This should say something about the Tigers offense. Dylan Dingler has 1 homer. The other person that has, there's 2 other people that have 1 homer. That is Spencer Torkelson and Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres is day-to-day because he felt some pain in his ribs on Friday. He didn't play yesterday. Detroit, of course, has the day off. It's a travel day to go to Seattle. They resume play tomorrow night in Seattle before coming home to Comerica Park on Friday. I don't think, if he's got some rib issues, I don't think he plays until Friday, but you never know. You just never know. I thought that with artificial turf, he probably wouldn't be playing. At least that's my thought process. But you never know. Like he almost finished the game on Friday night. He ended up coming out late, but for the most part, he was around. So you kind of have to look at this Dodgers series in 2 ways. First things first, Spencer Torkelson got off the schneid early. He's got a home run already. That was on opening day. And he's looked really good in his at-bats. He's walked a lot more. He's struck out a lot less. He still made some weak contact, but he's also still hitting. He's got a 3-game hitting streak. He's really looking good right now. He's looking like he wants that first base DH spot. The DH first base platoon with Kerry Carpenter and Colt Keith, which Colt Keith is, of course, the first baseman. And Kerry Carpenter is the DH / right fielder. Now, Spencer Torkelson did play some right field in Lakeland during spring training, and he looked okay doing it. He made a couple of mistakes, but the mistakes that he made were where he threw the ball, and the whole the actions looked natural from what the radio broadcast was saying. It looked like he belonged out there. So you never know. Maybe he's got right field in his pocket for, an inning or 2 if he has to. But we'll see. Ryan Kreidler is on this team. He is in center field right now. He's your starting center fielder. Because Parker Meadows, Matt Vierling, and Wenceel Perez are all hurt. When they come back, who goes down, who stays up, I can't give you any idea on that. But we'll go ahead and dissect that in a minute. The other way to look at this Dodgers series, okay. So Detroit played them tough. They lost, yes, if you look at the numbers, they lost 20-12. in 3 games. 5-4, 8-5, and 7-3. 8-5 was an extra innings. Okay. 5-4 was a game. They led in all 3 games at one point. The Dodgers had to work for it, which is kind of how you want it. But what we're seeing is this Dodger team is like their plan of action is it's a complete team concept. It's not just the offense. It's not just Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman and Will Smith and Max Muncy and Tommy Edman and Teoscar Hernandez and, fill in the rest as you go. It's not like that. It's a thought out process. Dave Roberts has a bullpen that gets people out from both sides of the plate. There's no real split platoon situation here. It's right there. It's the way it should be. He has 4 left-handers who get right-handers out as well as left-handers, and he's got 4 right-handers who get left-handers out as well as right-handers. He has 3 closers in the pen right now in Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, and Blake Trinan. And we saw all 3 of them Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So, and honestly, Detroit had some good at-bats against the three closers. And so, look, seasons aren't won in pennants aren't won in April, but they're lost in April. And if Detroit comes home 0-6, 1-5, I'm nervous. 2-4, I'm okay with because 3 games in Seattle. Seattle's got really good pitching. Detroit has absolutely no hitting. However, Detroit took 2 out of 3 in Seattle last year. So why not 2-4? If they scuffle against the White Sox, then I got issues. And this is a bear of a schedule this month. So at the end of the day, I'm not concerned yet. If on April 15th they've got single-digit wins, then I'm having issues. But if they play 500 ball in April, which is kind of what they did last year, I'm okay with that. Look, this team is going to have its fair share of personnel shuffling and whatnot. You got to wonder what's going to happen between Casey Mize and Jackson Jobe when Alex Cobb comes back from his injury. Like I said earlier, when Parker Meadows, Matt Vierling, and Wenceel Perez come back, who goes down? Ryan Kreidler, definitely. But then do you send Spencer Torkelson down? Not if he keeps hitting. I don't see why not. Do you send Trey Sweeney down with the way he's looked over the last couple days? That's probable. That means Javi Baez is your full-time shortstop. But I mean, he's making the money, so there you go. Do you send Manuel Margot down? Probably. That contract is a split contract, so he can go down. They sort of figure he's going to go down to the minors. That's my money. My money's on those 3: Kreidler, Sweeney, and Margot. But we'll see. It depends on who's doing what. The bottom line is, Gleyber Torres isn't getting sent to the minors. Andy Ibanez and Zach McKinstry aren't getting sent to the minors. Colt Keith isn't getting sent to the minors. Rogers and Dingler, they're safe. Riley Green, he's safe. Gary Carpenter, he's safe. That leaves you with Torkelson. Well, Javi Baez, he's safe too. I mean, $64 million. Hello, you'd have to DFA him and nobody would take it. So that leaves Torkelson, Sweeney, Kreidler, and Margot. And if Torkelson's hitting, he's staying up here. So we'll see. Not worried about this week. Not worried about the series that they lost. The fact that they got swept in LA. A lot of people are going to do that this year. That's a good team. Detroit just ran into it. And right out of the gate. So I'm not too disappointed. I'm a little upset. I'm a little bummed, but I'm not too disappointed. I think Detroit can take 2 out of 3 in Seattle. If they don't, I'm going to be a little more upset than I am now. But again, 1-5 at the beginning of the year, is you can come back from that, especially when you got 3 games against the White Sox. You can take 2 out of 3. And then you're 3-6, and that doesn't look so bad. If you're around 500 at the end of April, you've got a chance, especially in the Central Division. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for listening. I'm going to get out of here and get to bed. I've taken the dogs out. Everything is good in the house. So I do want to thank you for listening. Check us out on YouTube and like and subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell to get the notifications, all that fun stuff. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can. X/Twitter. I just call it Twitter because I just can't call it X. Are you Xing when you post on X now? Twitter is at TB Podcast. At Podcast Tigers. The Mastodon is at TB Podcast at tweezcake.social. You can email the show, as Jeff has done a few times. Jeff Rainey has done a few times. TigersBaseballPodcast at gmail.com. Thanks for listening, everybody. I really appreciate it. We'll catch up with you next Sunday. Go Tigers.